trying to set myself up, and opportunities came up where I was excited to venture into a new world of acting and being an entertainer. I'm just saying that my work ethic is such that I have so much pride in how I do things that I never want the product to tail off, and I feel like these past 2 years haven't been to my standard. I just have such a motivation to show up this year for my guys. Very transparent there. Very authentic. Mad Dog, what are you expecting from him this year? Are you expecting a big year from Travis Kelce?
Well, he's an all-time great. We know that. But he is 36 years of age. And if you look at the history of the tight ends, Gronkowski faded. Mark Bavaro was a great player. 5 years, that was the end. Now, listen, he's not a physical player like Bavaro carrying 20 people down the field. Maybe one of them was you. No, you're not that. You're not that.
I'm not that old. Yeah.
But and Gronkowski banged and did that. I mean, so he's a little different kind of player. He finds his little seams, his little pockets. His connection with Mahomes is superb. But he is 36 years of age. And, football is a brutal sport. At that age, to be that great again is asking a lot. He really faded last year. I noticed it much more last year than I did the year before. I don't know. He said 2 years. I'd have to look at the 2-year thing.
Yep.
So I don't think it really has anything to do. Is he a little distracted? I mean, he's married to a huge star, or going to be, or whatever the case, serious significant other. So, I mean, I understand there's that aspect of it, but he's old. And I know he's motivated now, but he's old. 36-year-old tight end. Football, which is a mean business, if he's not productive, even he going to get the ball thrown less to him. I'm not expecting a big year out of him here in Kansas City.
Stephen A.
I think that we have to compartmentalize and really peel apart, Dougie, what he said and recognize the significance of that. 97 catches, normal. 823 receiving yards, fewest in a full season. Only 3 touchdown catches, fewest in a full season. We know that he didn't have the kind of year that he had. What did he say? He talked about being distracted. Now, let's call it what it is. While we will sit here and rave about the marvelous and wondrous Taylor Swift, she is a distraction. Make no mistake about that. And so I'm not talking about anything physical or anything like that. I'm talking about all that Louis Riddick alluded to, that she has accomplished, that she brings to the table. Well, if you have somebody like that in your life really, really highlighting and illuminating the potential opportunities for you, okay, you Travis Kelce, you're over 35 years of age, you're looking at the future, you look good, you're handsome, you're successful, you're a 3-time Super Bowl champion, you're universally recognized, one of the greatest tight ends in history, plus you have an entertainment background because he's ventured into the entertainment world in the past, before he won Super Bowls, and obviously he's now done so since. And so when you look at the opportunities that were available for him, think about the New Heights podcast. Think about how successful they were instantaneously. Think about all of those opportunities that potentially came his way. And obviously having her in his life certainly doesn't hurt. As a matter of fact, it helps exponentially. Ain't nobody blind. So you have to look at it from that standpoint and say, give him a lot of props for acknowledging, yo, man, I was a bit distracted. My focus may not have been where it needed to be. And that's why I'm expecting him to have a big time year, because I don't think he's going out like this. The only thing that I disagreed with what he said was when he said that he threw the Super Bowl loss in the can. That got out of his mind quicker than you would imagine. Hell to the no. No, you need to hold on to that, because that was an ass whipping. And if there's something that's going to motivate somebody as great as him, as great as Patrick Mahomes, as great as Andy Reid, who got outclassed in that Super Bowl, had no answers. Let's understand, an ass kicking does it for you. They got beat down. And that's something that should stay with them all season long, is a huge source of motivation.
Yeah, look, I mean, obviously, when you're 35 years old and you get up in that range from a playing perspective, you have to drill down even more on the preparation part of it, from the physical preparation part of it. Look, mentally, you kind of know what to expect and all, right? You understand. You've seen everything that could possibly be thrown at you in terms of defenses trying to slow you down. So, I think that part of it, as far as understanding what's required of you, is nothing new to him. It's the desire to want to go out there and continue to suffer and prepare yourself from a physical perspective in a way that will allow you to not have your worst seasons in terms of yards per reception, touchdowns, yards like he had. And that clearly is something that he wrestled with this offseason, is whether or not he is willing to put in the work now to offset the fact that Father Time is starting to rob him. It robs us all. It's taken some of his skills away. Although he's never been that explosive, dominant one-on-one athlete, it still is taking some of those things away from him. And he needed to kind of ask himself, hey, look, am I willing to commit myself again to where I can kind of mitigate some of that stuff, slow it down as far as some of that degradation that's happening with my physical skills, so I can still be that dude as close to it as possible. And the only thing I will say about maybe Taylor Swift being a distraction, look, I'm not getting into their personal life, okay? But I do know that he really did pay her a compliment about the fact that he watched her prepare for this tour and how much work she puts in and has those 5, 6, 7 hour performances where it's just her, all eyes on her, and every single night she answers the bell, answers the bell, answers the bell. I'm hoping he uses that also. It sounds to me like he's using that also as a way to say, hey, you know what?
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm just saying, like, I'm thinking that this year, despite the fact that he's 35 plus, he's going to go out the way he wants to go out. And she's going to be a big reason why, because of what he witnessed her go through, how he knows he shortchanged himself because he was looking at other opportunities. Who the hell wouldn't? Everybody was knocking on his door saying they want a piece of Travis Kelce.
That's all I was saying.
Oh no, I'm with you. I'm agreeing with you. I'm just saying that I think this year, there's going to be a lot of people who wish they were Travis Kelce, man. Okay? He's had a Hall of Fame career. They're going to probably get back to the Super Bowl. He's dating one of the most popular people in the world, and he's going to go out with a bang this year.
Well, he has to because last year he was terrible in the he was terrible in the Super Bowl. Go ahead.
In the AFC Championship game and the Super Bowl, he had a combined 6 catches on 10 targets for 58 yards and 0 touchdowns. That's not Travis Kelce. And, oh, by the way, the Kansas City Chiefs offensive line was getting so blitzed by the Philadelphia Eagles, not literally but figuratively. They were just getting mauled, run over, right? Mm-hmm. They asked Travis Kelce to step back in pass protection. On 3 occasions, he was lined up against Sweat for the Eagles. And all 3 times he got beat quickly. And Sweat had a 1.5 sacks. It was a bad last 2 weeks of an NFL season for Travis Kelce. And that's what he's got to remember, which I'm sure he does. And I have no doubt that he's going to make amends for it.
Yeah, he's 36 years old in October. That's awful. And to have a great year after 2 so-so ones at that age, at that position.
Well, but he just said that he wasn't as totally locked in. He's adjusting to a new relationship.
I think that's an excuse.
Mad Dog Russo.
Mad
Dog Russo.
He has to explain why he was not as great. He's not going to say I'm old.
You know what? He doesn't need to have